being that you know you're someone that wants to get married, is that like a conversation that like you will have with the man as far as like figuring out what he wants like out of a relationship so you don't waste the time?
Yeah, I mean, with my current boyfriend, like we had that conversation. Obviously, like he's been waiting for me a long time. Like he's been waiting for me since we were teenagers, right? Like he's been waiting a long time. He just turned 30. Like he's been waiting a while. So for
Wow.
him, he's like, let's get married now.
See, this
You
is what we
know?
do. We friend zone the good one.
No, for real, for real. Y'all the whole time, y'all husband be a man that you put in a friend zone. Your husband is really in the friend zone.
No, but I will say,
Rick,
like,
what up, Rick?
he was friend zoned for race reasons, right?
Okay.
I'll be honest. Like it was race reasons. Like if he was black, I probably would have dated him. Like I wouldn't have friend zoned him. Let's keep it real. Like it was a racial thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, that's fair, but there does need to be a conversation though. And I've said this in the past, like when I used to be on here. There needs to be a conversation as to why, the man that has these qualities and characteristics that, a lot of you women say that you desire in a partner is put in the friend zone. That's not the guy that you guys like let get to fourth base but these guys that don't have these qualities and characteristics, or not nearly as many of them as you would like, that's ideal for y'all. Those are the men that y'all entertain. Like I really want to understand what goes into the psyche of a woman when she's friend zoning a man versus a man that she'll actually entertain, like as far as to date.
Yeah, I think
Sasa,
it comes down to like basic attraction. I don't know. I think a lot of us are superficial. And even though he's a good man or whatever, you don't like him, you don't like the way he looks, you don't like the way he dresses. And it's really evident when you watch these pop the balloon videos. Like you'll see these girls
facts.
will be like, he'll be like, yeah, I'm a plumber. I make six figures over the for in a year, et cetera, et cetera. And they'll be like, oh, I don't like those pants. That's why I pop my balloon. And I'm like, what?
No, let's
And
get
he's like,
into
I'm
it,
a
man.
man. I'm a God fearing man. Family is important to me. I want a marriage. I want all of
Yeah.
it. I'm like, you pop the balloon because you don't like his pants, baby. You could change that. What? But
There
yeah,
is someone there is someone in here named Uchi. This man has 133,000 followers. Before I even start saying who are you talking about me, Uchi? Who are you talking about, brother? But we're gonna get into that because I wanted to. So please mute your microphone. I'm about to play an audio again. I've been telling you that Uche. Who are you talking about, brother? You talking about me? How you, brother? Respectfully, brother. I don't even. How long? I don't even remember you, brother. I don't know if you used to watch me when I used to be on here. I did retire though, bro. I did retire. I'm just back. I'm just back because I got some time to spare, and I'm out of town right now. But I've been telling y'all this since like years back, bruh. A lot of y'all, like these women, you being college educated, you having a career, you having like you going to the doctor, having health insurance, having dental insurance, all of that stuff does not matter. These women do not value those things. These women, I don't even want to call. I could say superficial, but they're really the other S word. Like they're really STUPID. Like these women, like if a lot of these women say, "Oh, I don't like a flashy man and this, that, and third, brother." If you don't have damn jewelry on, in the black community, what do we say in the black community? Such and such got that shit on. If you not having that shit on, brother, uh, if you not just coming off a certain way, thuggish, right? You can't be a square, right? There used to be, I was just saying this the other day. There used to be a time where it was like a man was a square. They had a guy that was a thug, and then they had a guy that he wasn't a square and he wasn't a thug. He was somewhere in the middle. Now, if you're not a thug, you just like a square. And nowadays, these women associate a man being a square with a man being a damn lame. So Speaking of pop the balloon, I don't know if y'all saw this, but I'm gonna play this audio for you guys. This is a 34-year-old woman right here in the orange, 3 kids, 3 baby daddies,
Oh, this.
never been married before. Um, and we have this gentleman here. I think he's 40. Yeah, he's 40 years old. She said that she was not interested in him because of his pants. So let's take a listen to what she had to say here. Hold on one second. This stuff is amazing. Listen to this, guys.
Hey, Brian. I love the way you speak, but for me, it was the pants. I don't like the pants too tight. I'm kind of ghetto, too, so I like them a little loose, and that was just it for me.
Okay. How old are you?
34.
You're 34? Mm-hmm. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yep.
How many baby daddies?
I have 3.
You got 3 baby daddies. Okay.
I should have said 0, because it's just me.
You gonna lie to the public?
No, I have 3, but it's just me. I'm a single parent. Okay. There's no man in my life.
Okay. No man in your life?
Nope.
Why is the reason for that no man in your life?
Well, my first child, his father passed away, and the other 2 are nowhere to be found. You do.
They do you like that? What's wrong with them?
Something. Only God knows.
Or is there something wrong with you?
Possibly, but I think I'm just fine.
I think you're just fine as well.
Thank you.
Right. But to say that a 41-year-old man is disqualified because of his pants?
You're 41?
I'll be 41 in September.
Okay, because I was like, I thought you said 40.
I'll be 41 in September. That's coming up.
I like it. It's okay for you. It's not my style. You know, with everything going on, I like the pants to be a little baggy, that's all.
Where you from, love?
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been out here?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Let's go on.
Okay, before we hear from Hope and so let me just say a couple things. Uche said, I pray we start developing sense and marry someone before having kids. That's not going to happen in the black community. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate to say, but that's just the truth. Uche, I don't know how long you've been watching me, brother, but I just want to let you know, brother, I am still in retirement. I'm not coming back. I just got some time to spare, so I'm on here, using my time. But ladies and gentlemen, 34 years old, 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, never been married. None of the fathers, one of the fathers passed away. The other 2, not in their child's life, not in her life at all. And she's, saying that she's disqualifying a man. I just started watching you with the situation about that coffee date girl. Oh, okay. So that means you was there the other night. Okay. I got you, Uche. I got you. But it's so interesting that a woman that got 3 kids and 3 baby daddies has the audacity, has the nerve, the gall to disqualify a man because of she's not satisfied with his pants. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then so you can start off. I think it's also interesting that women that have multiple kids by multiple different men are coming on dating shows as if they're a catch, as if they're like, the apple of a lot of men's eyes, they like a bunch of men actually want to be a stepdad to 1 kid, but then talk about multiple kids that aren't theirs. Like that's kind of wild to me. But that's just part of the girl math that I'm never ever going to understand. And okay, and in addition to whatever you want to say about, what you heard here, a woman in the comments had said, like, I'm tired of people trying to make single moms feel as if they can't have standards or something like that. So in addition to whatever you're going to say, so I want you to speak on, especially as a woman, and I know both you and Hope are childless, but, do you think that when a woman becomes a mother, do you think that she can have the same standards? Not even that. Do you think that she can? Do you think she's justified in having the same standards that she had when she was childless? So go ahead, Miss Sonia. I'm gonna go ahead and mute my microphone.
So I think value, similar to beauty, is in the eye or the hand of the beholder. because you and I can sit here and say, well, she's has 3 kids and 3 baby daddies, so she's here on a value scale or whatever. And there's a man out there that, is okay with that because it's to each their own. I do think that when it becomes disrespectful and people get to the personal attacks, that's when I think there needs to be a stop. And also, I think preferences should be respected. So if there's actually later in this video that you played, there's a part where one of the girls say, yeah, I popped my balloon because the questioning you was doing, it felt like you was judging people make mistakes,
I'll play
etc.,
it. I'll
etc.
play it after that. I'll play it after we talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that he has every right to say, well, I have a problem or I feel like you did something wrong in doing, whatever it is that happened in your past. He has every right to say that, just like how she has every right to do what she did and still come on this show. She's cute. Somebody's going to pick her up. It is what it is. I have no personal problem with that. I think we need to respect people's preferences and we need to be respectful to everybody. And again, value, like beauty, is in the eye or the hand of the beholder. So it may not be valuable to me, but it might be valuable to you. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. But and I've spoke about this in the past, and I'm going to let you reply to this. Um, there's probability in life, and there's probability. Excuse me. There's possibility in life, and there's probability. Possibility is the chance that anything can happen, and probability is the likelihood of something happening. So like the reality of something happening. So the reality of something happening. So you hope and myself can all go play the Powerball on Saturday. And is there a possibility that all of us strike all the numbers? Yes, it's possible.
But it's not a problem.
Is the probability of it happening very high? No. The
No.
probability of it happening is very low, extremely low. So when we talk about dating and relationships, and this is not to put single moms down, not to put single fathers down, and obviously here in America, the single mom is not seen in the most positive light, even like opposed to like a single father.
The biddies are calling.
I just got a phone call. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear
Yes.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I just got a phone call. I'm gonna say something and then I'm gonna go on mute and call this person back. But what I was saying real quick is you know, um I mean for us to sit here
Oh, wait,
and
Noble, I don't know if the chat can hear you.
can you guys hear me in the chat?
Hey, can the chat hear?
Put a one if you can hear me in the chat. Okay, they said they can hear me.
Okay, sweet.
And I'm not saying you're doing this, but I mean you can say like, oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and this, that, and the third, and I mean that's true to an extent, but I mean for us to try to sit here and make it seem like there's an abundance of men, especially childless men, that are going to sign up to date a woman and take a woman serious that not only has one kid, but not two, but three, and by multiple different men that aren't involved in those children's life. That's just not like reality. So if I'm talking to this specific woman or a woman in her position, I think it's actually detrimental and it's not positive to like tell them that like a lot of men are actually going to take them serious. Because I know as a man, even as a young man, a lot of young men, especially childless men, especially accomplished, successful men, they're not going to take a woman like that serious. But go ahead, Sonia, and then hope you can go. I'm gonna respond to this person that just gave me a call. I'm gonna go on mute.
Go on, call him back.
Is it the
Yeah.
girl in pink?
It's, yeah, I know that's what. Yeah, me personally, I really don't care for the single mother topic, but I'll say this. The only reason I brought up the pop the balloon whatever is because of I was actually talking about this video that he played Hope. I didn't know that he had that on cue. the girl, I think it was a few girls down after this lady that was in a video. They were like, well, mistakes happen, and he was explaining how, maybe the first time it's a mistake, but ain't no way you went and did it 3 or 4 more times and keep saying that it's a mistake. And at that point, it's just a choice. And she was like, no, that's not how I view life, et cetera, et cetera. And then they all like started popping their balloons, or at that point, they all popped their balloons because they're like, oh, he's judgmental. It's not judgmental. It's his preference. He'd rather not be in that position where he's taking care of or having to deal with 3 other men who are now permanently a part of your life because you guys have a child together. I don't think that's such a crazy statement to make. But past all of that, the main thing is they were all rejecting him for petty stuff. It's like the pan situation is crazy to me. Like what that got to do with anything?
Mm.
What does that have to do with anything? There was another video where the girl was like, "Yeah, like you just look like you just woke out of bed or something like that." And she was like, "Would you wear this on a first date?" And he was like, "Yeah, this I'm comfortable. This is me." And she's like, "Yeah, no, that's not gonna work for me." But everything else checked out. I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the video. There's so many more things that are just wrong with this situation, but I digress. Go ahead, Hope.
Yeah, I mean, let me say this. Like, I'm of two minds, right? In the one mind, I also agree with what Sonia is saying, right? Which is like rejecting a partner over how their pants fit seems very wild to me. It seems very wild to me. It's like there's way more important things to care about. And for me, it's kind of, when I listen to that tape, it makes me question, like, was this the vetting process in the men that ultimately you had children with and then left you?
Mm.
Right? Like, so let's talk about the vetting process. I'm not saying that you do not deserve to have a man that will come in and take care of your kids and love you and marry you and do all of that. Like, yes, you deserve that. But at the same time, if your reason for not wanting to be with him is because of his pants, now I'm questioning your vetting process. And now I'm questioning, like, why is it that you're in this position? That's like where I'm at, right? Also, in my own situation, right? Like in my own situation, I'm with a man that I'm very happy with right now, like extremely happy with. This is a man that I've known since I was 14. We've been together for 10 months. And the main reason why I didn't want to be with him was because of his race. Just to be real, 1,000%. Like, it was because of his race, because he was not what I wanted to be with, a man that looked like my father. You know, I wanted to be a black man. Like, I wanted that. I wanted, like, my kid to have, like, what I had. And it led me astray for a long time, right? So for me, with her, I think that on the one hand, it's a bad thing to speak about the pants and things like that, but I don't want her to become the overseer of what vetting is, because sometimes there's like minuscule things that seem like they are hurtful or like bad or like dumb, but other times it actually makes sense, right? I don't know if I made sense there, sorry.
It made sense.
No, I just think it's like it's like as a woman with 3 kids and 3 baby daddies, like, and never been engaged, never been married before. You can say that you're gonna disqualify or that you're not interested in someone because of how their pants look, but like you have 3 kids and 3 baby daddies. So like kind of like to what Hope was alluding to, like what do you use to vet a man, if anything? Like what really matters to you? Like, does a man having a career, does a man having a retirement plan, like, does a man that has health insurance and all these other important things, does that matter to you? Or does, like, like what type of pants he has on and what his shoes look like and the brand of his shirt, like, what matters to a lot of these women?
Yeah, but Noble, I just want to point out, right? Like, I also think sometimes it takes learning, right? So that's why I'm like, I question her vetting process because the pants are the main thing being spoken about. So it's a big question mark. But I'm also pointing out my own hypocrisy, right? Because in my own life, I'm very happy with a man I've known since I was a teenager. Very
Well,
happy.
it's about
But
learning.
it
But
was
I don't
a
think she's
race
learning
thing for
from
me, right? And like now I look back and I'm like, that was a very dumb vetting process. So I don't think I'm in a position to judge her, is basically what I'm saying.
But nobody here's judging. I don't think anybody's passing judgment. We're literally just looking at the facts of the situation. And I think that happens a lot too. Like, and I don't miss that part of TikTok where you can't speak your mind or else you're judging or you're this and you're this label and that label. Anyways, I think just the facts are the facts. And this is what I'll say. I'll say this and then you can move on or do whatever you want to do, Noble. If you can dish it, be ready to take it. So if you're gonna turn somebody down over all of these petty excuses and these crazy nonsense BS, be ready for the things that they're gonna say back to you that you might think is also BS. So if he's like, well, you got three baby daddies and you did this and you did that, and that's why I probably wouldn't have gone with you. Now he's judgmental. Now he's this, but you just went for him over something that's so stupid. So I think, like, just leaving my own personal views out of it. If you're gonna dish it, be ready to take it. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you can't throw your hand out there and then hide it and start crying, and you become the victim when you just did something as equal to what is being done to you.
But may I respond, Sonia, to that and just say that in my experience, you have always been very intellectually consistent. Always. In your arguments, in your beliefs, always. Right? So when I'm listening to you comment on the situation, or when I'm listening to like Noble comment on the situation, it's intellectually consistent to what I know of both of you. In my case, when I'm listening to her, right, I'm like, yo, girl, I'm judging your vetting process, but I also see how I myself, in my own happiness now, had a ridiculous vetting process. So I'm not necessarily intellectually consistent. Do you know what I mean? And that's
Well, you can
like, I'm
be.
acknowledging that. Like, I'm like,
But the thing is, we can grow, right? Like, I can have a different stance from when we used to all hang out on the app. And that just means I've grown. I have more information. My perspective has changed. And you now have more information because you've decided to do something else. You made a different choice and you got a different result. So now you've grown. Now you have more information. I don't think that's being inconsistent or not being intellectual. I don't agree with the last statement that you just made. I think you're as you do in life, you grow. You learn more things, you make different choices, you get different outcomes. That's all.
fair. That's
Yeah.
very fair.
And then this is what happens when you are authentically yourself and you're not just repeating every crazy thing you hear from the podcast. You can be consistent because this is your own actual thoughts. So,
That's fair. Very
yeah.
true.
So we have two African sisters up here. We're gonna do the same order. We're gonna start with Sonia. We're gonna go to Hope. I had a live stream about this a couple of days ago, and it was crazy. Matter of fact, by the way, while I'm here, guys, go subscribe to the link in my bio, especially if you want to hear, from the people that spoke on the audio that I'm about to play a few days ago. Go subscribe to the link in my bio, okay? A lot of great stuff there. But yeah, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna play the audio. Hope, I know Hope is from South Africa. I know you've spent some time in America. I don't know if you have any experience dating American black men. If you do, you're free to speak on um, your experiences, and whether you agree or disagree with what you're about to hear. If you don't, but you have girlfriends that have or things that you've seen, you can also speak on that, okay? But let me just go ahead and play this for you. And this is a Nigerian woman that is saying what you're about to hear.